Hi, I'm Brett with RW Garage Doors. Today we're going to talk about safety sensors, the sensitive guys down here at the bottom. So you may notice that this garage door is up. The reason why it's up right now is because safety sensors only affect the closing of the garage door. The sensors could be disconnected, they could be obstructed, the door will always open. It's the door closing that's going to get in your way and give you some issues there. So it's very important to know that, and it's only going to affect the remote and the wall button from a single click. We'll talk more about that. Safety sensors are very sensitive. It could be more than something being in the way. Actually, 90% of the time, it's not about something being in the way of the sensors at all. Typically, it's about you moving your garbage can or your rake or this or that, or maybe your little kid coming by kicking the safety sensor. Any of those things that cause them to be off kilter. And being off kilter or not perfectly aligned with each other is actually a more common problem in the garage door system than something being in the way or anything else. So this video, I really want to show you how to troubleshoot that, how to make sure they're aligned, and some certain things to look out for. The first thing to look at is going to be whether you have power to the sensors or not. This is really simple to do. This is for LiftMaster only. However, a lot of manufacturers still follow the same guidelines when it comes to their safety sensors. The best way to check to see if there's power to the safety sensors is to see if there's lights on them. If you have lights on the sensors on both, then that tells you that there's power to them. Even if there's only light onto one sensor, that means that there is power to the sensors. So step one, you're good. You got power to your sensors. Now, if it's a different manufacturer, the light could be green, the light could be yellow, the light could be red. In this particular scenario, the light's going to be an amber colored. Some people call it a yellow light. That tells you that there's power to the sensor. The other sensor is going to tell you if the sensor is aligned properly or not. This will be marked by a green light on LiftMaster. Now, in other manufacturers, it could be an additional red light. It could just mean that one always stays on, the other one stays on when they're aligned properly. However, this can be deceiving. The green light could be on, but it could have a faint flicker in it. Or it could be out completely. Your goal is to get a solid colored light on the green sensor. This will tell you that the sensors are aligned properly. Now I'm going to click the button one time, and because our safety sensors don't work, here's what happens. You hear that clicking noise? That clicking noise is all you hear on the motor. That's the light clicking on, letting you know that there's something wrong. Let's do it again. Another way to make sure that this is a safety sensor problem, not something else, is that there's a manual override on the wall control. Let's go ahead and show you how to do that. Newer LiftMaster garage door openers will have a wall control that actually will display what the issue is based off what the problem was. Now, for openers that are older that don't have this feature, you can also troubleshoot this and make sure that you know it's a safety sensor issue by simply holding the wall control down. Now, if you hold your finger firmly on the button and hold it all the way till the door is shut, this will override the safety sensors. This is the way that you can tell 100% that your problem is a safety sensor issue, to where this video could be helpful, or you could call us out for a service call. Now, keep in mind that the remote will never work if the safety sensors are not perfectly aligned and operating correctly. You can't hold down the remote control and get the same effect. It has to be done by the wall control, and that's a safety feature that was put into the system by LiftMaster. So what you just saw is in all the YouTube videos that I've seen on that. That's why I want to start doing these videos myself, because it doesn't really show you the good stuff that you need to know when adjusting safety sensors. Everything's just going to show you, oh, loosen, tighten this bolt, make sure it's nice and straight in there, which, yes, that's where you want to start to make sure that it's in there. But a lot of people don't know that this bracket right here is also flexible. Sometimes, with the normal operation of the door, the track can kind of get kicked out this way, and this can kind of keep pushing its way this way. Or if it gets kicked or whatever. So it's important to grab the actual bracket, and you can actually move the bracket around, flex the bracket to make it point more inwards or more outwards, whatever you need to make sure that they're nice and pointed straight at each other. So remember, the bracket itself can be adjusted as well. This part right here with this wing nut is really just more for up and down, making sure it's straight in the bracket and tight, to where the bracket itself can get you that angle that you need to make sure it's pointed at the other safety sensor over there. Then of course you want to make sure these bad boys are nice and clean, no cobwebs. Just get rid of any debris in there. Make sure that everything that you have by either sensor, regardless of what side it is, because you want to do that. What we're talking about, you want to do to both sides to make sure they're both have that same angle and they're both pointed directly at each other. Now you want to make sure that you don't keep your rakes or pitchforks or whatever it is, snowboards, whatever it is you're into, golf clubs like I like to do. Make sure those are away because all those can hit the sensor. Any little grays or anything cause them to jump off and then give you problems not being able to close your door.